Hey, good morning to everybody. A happy Tuesday. It's Daryl here. It is bright and freaking early, man. You know it. 3:29. You thought I was going to say 3:30. Now it's 3:30. 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, if you watch my channel, I've told you guys before, I get up every day about 2 a.m. and I start going through the different news feeds. I have different news apps, social issues, TMZ, whatever, current events, what's trending. And I try to find a story that just affects me, that right off the bat when I see it, it elicits a response from me. Maybe it's happy, maybe it's angry, sad, whatever, the shock. And if I get that response from it, I'm thinking that it will affect you guys in the same manner. And then I try to come up with an opinion on this. And if you've been watching my channel, you know I use empathy. Empathy is a huge part of my life. I've told you guys before, I have a feeling that I'm empathic, that sometimes I can't even watch movies because I start to feel angry. I can't watch fights on TV. I told you guys before, I'm not a big fan of Ultimate Fighting because of the way it affects me. Okay, and there's a reason I'm talking about this today. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I came across the video. I'm going to make sure it's right on top. The video from Marjorie Taylor Greene today. And in this video, she's I don't know if she's seriously making an attempt to use empathy, to put herself in the position of if she was a black people. That's what she says. She says, if I were black people, okay? And I want to talk about this because I don't feel that she's doing it purposely or maybe she's so entitled that she can't even put herself in the position. She can't even use empathy. So I'm going to try to help her in this video. I'm going to try to use empathy in the correct way. All right. So in this video down below, Marjorie Taylor Greene, let me talk about her voice first of all, because that's the very first thing I noticed in this video. Man, it makes me angry because I've heard Marjorie Taylor Greene talk plenty of times. You know, I've had plenty of videos. I've featured plenty of videos on this channel with Marjorie Taylor Greene. We saw a picture of her yelling there at the State of the Union. I've heard her voice a lot, and her voice, her mannerism in this video is condescending. It's patronizing, like she's talking to little children. Like, geez, if I were black people, I would feel great. Okay, she's talking about statues. The statues in the South once again. Statues of enslavers. Treasonous enslavers. This is the article from Bing Bong. I'm not sure. The link will be down below. The statues in the South of people that had to do with slavery. And she in this video, in this very patronizing voice, very simple, like she's talking to children, very, her octave is very high and non-confrontational. If I were black people, these would make me feel great. Look how far my people have come. So in this video, I could feel my adrenaline rise as I watched this. It was the patronizing tone that just got to me right off the bat. Like she needs to talk to this whoever she's putting herself in the place, or her trying to put herself in the position of black people. If I were black people, I would feel that I've come so far, and this would make me proud of my people. I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but like I said, the link is going to be right down below. And I watched this, and I started thinking to myself, okay, Marjorie Taylor Greene is trying to use empathy here. If I were, she says it like this: if I were black people, which is, I think, I'm pretty sure it's grammatically incorrect, first of all, but more than that, she's not really using empathy. She's not using empathy at all. The only way she's saying the words, if I were a black person, but she's still looking at the statue as if she was a British or Irish Caucasian person. As I looked up the name Greene, and I'll put the links down below, because I wanted to see, as a Native American, first thing I did, I'm part Canadian French and part Micmac from Maine, and I've read up on this somewhat. pretty soon I'm going to take a 23andMe DNA test here on this channel, and I want to open up the results live here before I even see them, so you guys can see the results, and because I don't know if there'll be any surprises. But I know my family's from way up at the top of Maine. They speak French. I've seen pictures. I asked my grandmother about pictures that I saw, these black and white pictures, and these women in this picture look way different. You know, I remember asking my grandmother when I could first talk, who are these people? Why do they look, you know, they look weird. They looked weird to me because they had big cheekbones and big noses. As a little boy, that's all I saw. She says, well, you know, we're part, I don't know if she said Indian or Native American. And she gave me some books on Algonquin, Arcadian people, Micmac, and stuff like that. And so I tried to use empathy. Okay, what if I was looking at a picture of Custer or Andrew Jackson, who had the nickname Indian Killer? I'll have a link for all this stuff down below, because I was looking up famous people that enslaved the Native Americans, and there's a lot of interesting stuff I came across. But how would I feel? How would I feel if I was, you know, as myself, looking up at a picture of somebody that enslaved the Trail of Tears, enslaved Native Americans, that killed Native Americans? Well, would I feel proud? Like, you know, wow, I'm so proud of where I am today as a French Canadian Native American. No, man, no. I want to take a sledgehammer to that statue. I swear to God. Would a statue of like Custer or Andrew Jackson make me feel proud? No, man. I would want to throw paint on it. I would want to tear it down. I would think of my great-great-grandmother, grandfather, the people that came before me, and what they suffered at the hands of evil people like this. Would it make me proud of how far I come? No, man. It would elicit anger in me, rage, that other people are looking at this guy as a hero. You know, that would just make me feel not part of America. You know, that these other people here are looking at this guy as a hero. Do you know what this guy, you know, the people my kin went through because of this person? So Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying, if I were black people, I would look at this, you know, I'd be proud. It's kind of disingenuous, because I think she's so entitled she can't even put herself in that position. Because I started looking up, I was like, well, if I could give Marjorie Taylor Greene a lesson in empathy, you know, could she picture her kin, the people who came before her? The name Greene, I looked it up, and it's English and Irish. And then I looked up the history of English and Irish people, where they're enslavers of Irish people. And it's interesting because a lot of white nationalists came across with this fake story. There's a link down below about the US from USA Today. And a lot of white nationalists claimed that English people enslaved Irish, the poor Irish people, and that they were treated worse than African Americans, which is a load of bull, because the Irish were considered indentured servitude, and indentured indentured servants are still considered human beings, which is not what they considered Native Americans. They consider Native Americans beasts and animals and stuff like that, and the same with African Americans. So you couldn't really, you know, looking at Marjorie Taylor Greene, there's nothing she could empathize with. She's so entitled that this hasn't happened in her recent history, English and Irish people. I don't know, maybe this, you know, the Mel Gibson movie there, Braveheart, I don't know. But what she's doing in this clip, that's not real empathy. You know, she just because she says, if I were black people, you know, and the tone she says it in and everything, this isn't true empathy. Marjorie Taylor Greene needs a lesson in empathy. Like I said, if I could put myself in that position, even in a little bit, you know, looking at it, if I was looking at people that enslaved Native American people or hurt or worse, Native American people, how would I feel if I looked at that? I would feel rage. And I would feel not part of the community. I'd see the other people, the rest of America, worshiping this person, and I'd feel outside of America. That's how I think. That's me using empathy on how I might see if I were African American, and how if I looked at these statues. Let me know what you think. The links will all be down below. I'm going to talk more about empathy because when I did this video, I remembered something that happened to me. I cut in front of this black guy yesterday at the store, and he looked very upset, and a lot of things went through my mind, and I tried to use empathy. You know, why was this guy so angry with me? And I'm going to talk about that in my next video. You guys have a good Tuesday.